Hey you guys, it's me Kianna coming at you today, and I'm coming at you because I wanted to do a video, just us girls just talking. And you guys, I have been trying to catch you guys up about what my life has been basically for the last 7 months that I've been off of YouTube. And I know I keep mentioning it in so many videos, but it's because 7 months is a long time, you guys. It's a long time, and so much can change in 7 months. Um, and sometimes things can't totally change, but there can be so much progression in 7 months. And you guys, the truth is, I used to want to come back. Like when we would come back from a vacation or something, or we would go away somewhere and we would come back, I used to want to get back on and do like I usually do or used to do, and share it with you guys, and we all chit chat about it. And I used to want to do that. It was a part of me that just wanted to do it because that came naturally to me after being almost on YouTube for about 4 years now. That came natural to me. um but every time I would try to come back, and I would sometimes write in the comment section of like my last video that was posted 7 months ago, I would say things like, I'll be back in a couple of weeks, you guys. And a couple of weeks will pass, and then another couple of weeks will pass, and then another couple of weeks will pass, and I still would not be seen. And that was because I would actually try to come back to YouTube, but then I would come back, and then it was just something that was pulling me, and it wasn't in me to come back and to engage. It wasn't in me to come back and open up. It wasn't in me to come back to share. And I'm not even talking about bad things. I'm just talking about just to share, period. It just wasn't in me. And I basically have been, and currently I'm in the stage of my life where I don't do what doesn't feel right. Well, I don't do what doesn't feel good. Um, because I've had rough patches during this 7 months, and even a little bit before then. You guys remember I was in and out of the hospital, like what, for almost a year before I even left YouTube 7 months ago. So for the past, I would say 17 months, I went through a tailspin. And I've had ups and I've had downs, and I've had ups and I've had really, really, really low moments. And when you come back from that roller coaster ride, sometimes you come to a place and you be like, you know what? I'm just going to do what makes me happy. And that's where I was, and that's where I am. So if it didn't feel right, if I wasn't compelled, then I didn't return. And that's what kept me away. My intentions every time I left a message, you guys, was to come back. But every time I would try, it was something in me. I was going to come back, but I wasn't going to be feeling it, if you understand what I'm saying. Um, so I'm back. I'm feeling it. And it feels good to be back. It feels good to be back. It feels like home. It feels like returning back home. And then the way that you guys have welcomed me. I mean, I've received thousands of emails and comments and all kinds of things, you guys, over this 7 months. I just thank you guys so much. And then when I came back, it was just so many people just welcomed me with open arms, and new people and old people and people that I haven't even really, talked to in a long time. Even when I was on YouTube, people that never comment but have been watching me for years and years and years. Um, it just was really overwhelming. It really was overwhelming, but it was a wonderful, wonderful, overwhelming feeling. And I thank you guys so much for welcoming me back, because there's a lot of people that come back and they come back to nothing. They come back to crickets. And that's the truth. Because after a while, that's one of the things that people worry about when they are professional bloggers or whatever, or vloggers or whatever. Because if you do not engage your audience, um, and you're not seen for, and you drop out the scene basically for a long time, people sometimes tend to forget about you. It's just like, people on TV or singers, if they don't make a record in a long time, then sometimes people forget about you. And then when you come back, ain't nobody checking for your record. Ain't nobody trying to buy that. That's going to be in the $5 Walmart bin. Nobody is trying to check for your record. So to come back and to have so many people coming to me and being happy that I am here and that I'm back, you guys, it really, really, really does touch my heart. And coming from the lows that I have had during this time, it really feels good, and it's really genuinely appreciated, you guys. I wanted to also talk about some things that used to be on my heart and still is on my heart, and I hope that I pray that my words are guided, and I pray that God gives me the words and wisdom to express myself in a genuinely heartfelt way, because I am truly talking from the heart when I am speaking on this subject. One of the things that I did not want to deal with any longer on YouTube was every time you do something, it's always made out or said that you're copying someone else. I mean, from the littlest thing. And I know this sounds silly to you guys, but you have to understand a lot of the things you're not going to be able to relate to because you don't have a mass audience. Okay? Let me give you an example. It could be someone that's on a reality TV show. Okay? And then it could be someone like me, who is just a vlogger. I mean, 8 million viewers worldwide is a lot. 30,000 subscribers almost is a lot. But to compare it to superstars, that's nothing. I mean, come on, let's face it. So, the feedback that I would receive compared to the feedback that a reality TV show or maybe a talk show host or whatever, the feedback that they would receive is going to be, it's a huge difference. And it's a huge difference in the amount. Okay, so when you have a couple of hundred people coming at you and expressing how they feel and voicing their opinions, and whether good or bad, just expressing themselves, compared to people that maybe have thousands and millions of people coming at them expressing themselves, it can be overwhelming, and you're not going to understand because you're not in that position. Okay, so when you have dealt with that for so long, and that meaning people voicing their opinions and expressing themselves, again, I stress, not just the bad things, but just voicing things in general. Sometimes it can be noisy in your mind and in your head. And it can be quite a distraction in your everyday life. Now, if you're the type of person that you are on here just to be on here for other reasons, I'm going to say, and I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm on here for my reason and to walk in my calling, and the next person is on here for their reason. Okay, but for the reason that I've always been on YouTube is because I've always wanted to shine my little light that I have in me. I've always wanted to help the next sister. I always wanted to show how something can be done better, or another way, another angle to something, or to show how we can get over something together, or to express my pain and to have common ground with others. That was always my purpose. If you go back on my videos, it clearly shows that. It's not just me saying it, but my videos, my life shows that. So that's always been entwined into my purpose of making YouTube videos and being on here. So if you are on here for those type of reasons, then you are going to take away some of what YouTube is in your life. You're going to, when that camera is off, you're going to take some of that with you. It's just like a teacher. A teacher that is just there to be there because she considers it may be a job that's just, a job, not a career, and she just wind up stumbling into the job or whatever, or she considered it an easy way to make some money, which of course that's not the case, but I'm just saying hypothetically if this person was thinking this way. Then when she clocks out, she doesn't she doesn't have a second thought of her students. She doesn't think of what's the next, class activity. She doesn't have that mindset. But someone who really enjoys and loves teaching, someone who is passionate about their calling, their career, someone who is walking literally in their calling and what they're here to do, then when they clock out, they most definitely take some of that job, career with them. They're thinking of the next activity. They're thinking if Sally was able to eat that night. They're thinking if Michael is going to come with clean clothes the next day. They're thinking how are they going to be able to teach this person that's dyslexic how to be able to read and write in a normal fashion. They're thinking, they're carrying that with them. So that's one of the reasons why I became overwhelmed. And being that I had to focus so much on things that was going on internally inside of myself, I didn't want to, I had to eliminate something. So I chose to eliminate, the hustle and bustle of YouTube. Again, it's not necessarily because it was bad things said. It wasn't. It was just the noise, the carrying it over into my life. When I would hear stories about people being down, and when I would hear other people saying that they're 500 pounds and they can't move hardly, and they are parents and they can't really tend to their children, and I would hear these stories. Even if I didn't post these stories, I would hear these stories. I would hear stories of people that, because of me and because of me being open and me being one of the first minorities to ever actually on YouTube out of millions of people to actually log and show the entire process of medical tourism. And because of that, they went and did medical tourism as well, and now they're flourishing. Now they're considered what would be normal weight. They're able to run with their children for the first time and things like that. I would hear these stories. So with my heart the way it is, once the camera went off, I would carry those stories with me. So that's why I'm trying to say it's not necessarily bad things that was said. It wasn't necessarily hate mail, so to speak. It was just everything that it was the passion that I had for my craft that I carried over, and I had to eliminate something, and that's one of the things I chose to eliminate. And we have to learn how to move when God tells us to move. Sometimes, and I'm the type of person, you have to push me. You have to literally, he needs to not just nudge me, he needs to literally like bum rush me. Because I'm the type that I still, even though I am supposed to give him total control, I'm the type of person, and I'm so strong that I believe in my flesh that I still can fight it myself. In my flesh, I still believe I can control it myself. So being that I have that type of personality, and just in case you want to know, I'm a Taurus, the bull. Yes. Being that I have that type of personality, when he wants me to move, he has to be like, oh, okay, I know Kianna's not going to listen, so I'm going to set up everything and close every single door to let her know that I want her to be still and know that I am God. Hello? Can I get an amen? So whenever, and now looking back, whenever I think about how I used to try to come back to YouTube, and then all of a sudden I'd be like, I really wasn't feeling it. Like, I really, you guys, I would really want to come back. Literally, like, want to upload a video. Like, I would have it scheduled that the next day I'm going to do a video, and I know what I'm going to talk about, and all that kind of stuff. And then the next day I come be like, I don't want to do that. And I knew it was going to come across on camera that I didn't want to be there. You ever have somebody at a party that's like the Debbie Downer, and you could tell she don't want to be there, but somebody dragged her, Keisha down the street, dragged her to the party anyway, and now she bringing everybody else down. Everybody like, why did you bring her? And you could tell that she don't want to be there. Well, I would have been that chick in the room, the chick that didn't want to be there, but everybody knew it. So I chose to be authentic to not only you guys, but also to myself. And when I felt like that, I didn't return. So, yeah. So that is just giving you a little bit more of why I didn't want to come back. And like I said, people just, it gets so old, because you think about, it's nothing that we as a society, and we as women, billions of women in the world, it's nothing that we can do that the next one didn't do. It's impossible. We not that original. Come on now. We've been around for thousands of years. We're not that original. I'm not the first one to know how to blend eyeshadow. I'm not the first one that can wear, a 613 platinum blonde. I'm not the first one that knows how to find a budget. I'm not the first one that likes to redecorate her house every season. I'm not the first one that lost weight. I'm not the first one that gained some weight back. I'm not the first one that had gastric sleeve. I'm not the first one that had gastric sleeve in Mexico. I'm not the first one, I'm not the first one that liked to get her nails done. I'm not the first one that her husband's spoils are rotten. I'm not the first one that has had ups and downs in her marriage. I'm not the first one. And it's crazy, because people are so immature and childish. And I'm not talking about the vloggers. I'm talking about some of the viewers, you guys. So some of y'all gonna get mad, glad, happy, or sad. I really don't care. But I'm gonna say it because it needs to be said. Okay? Some of y'all need to stop. Okay? Because some of y'all really are too old to be that. It's like almost like worshiping a false idol. Like, if you put somebody on a pedestal that high, something's wrong with you. If you put somebody on a pedestal that high that you think that if I drink out of a wine glass, I'm being like the next person that maybe drinks out of a wine glass on YouTube. Like, really? You get this stuff all the time, you guys. I mean, again, you may don't see it, but this is the kind of silliness that goes on. Like, when I was doing weight training, which I'm going back to you guys, as well as some other things that I'm going to be doing, because I do not want to gain no more weight. I may be okay with where I'm at right now today, okay? And the video right before this will explain why I said I'm okay right now with my weight today. I know it may sound crazy to some, but I'll explain it further if you go back to the video right before this one. But I surely don't want to, gain any more. So it's going to be some things I do. And it's not just weight training. So for those, it's like, well, you got to do something, you got to move, you got to do that. It's going to be other things I do, and I'm going to share them. I may share them. I don't know. Let me stop lying. I don't know if I'm sharing. But the point is that I'm going to try to share them. It depends on how it's received. Um, but when I was, oh my God, when I was waist training and actually, whatever I would learn from the masters, from people that actually, that made the corsets, the waist training corsets, steel bone waist training corsets, the people that actually, um, I worked with. I actually, worked with them, that I had a position with them, you know, um, that I was actually dealing with marketing on their end with them. When I was learning things from the masters, um, it was said that I was copying somebody else that wears corsets. And I was actually teaching or trying to teach whatever I learned about real waist training, not just wearing a fashion corset or not just wearing a corset. And everybody, and like, it wasn't the vloggers, it was, well, I don't think it was the vloggers, but it was actually people that was like, now she want to wear corsets, because I was doing real waist training and actually teaching on my channel whatever I learned. And the people that they were talking about, to be honest, they never taught on their channel what they learned or what they know about real steel bone waist training. So it was like people just keep, it gets tiresome after a while. It really does. It just gets so tiresome, you guys. It really does. And it gets so old. It gets so old. Used to be people that would say, oh, she make all those videos because she need the money. And okay, so I left for 7 months, I came back, and I'm still me. I'm still the same person. I'm still doing my hair and makeup. I'm still doing hauls. And I've been gone for how long? Say it again, 7 months with not doing not one video. But a lot of people all this time thought, oh, she's doing all those videos because she has to get paid. Then it was, oh, she only makes money because of her online store. That online store was strictly for you guys, for my YouTube viewers, because you guys liked my fashion, my style, and I thought it was a good idea. And a lot of people that actually have a position on YouTube, they do have stores. But you never know the other things they do. You never know that they actually have, storefronts. You never know, in their town. You never know that they may have other businesses. It has to be something that's sustaining them if they're going to leave for 7 months. Correct? And then they come back and they're still in the same position, if not better, than they left. And that's no shade. That's no shade at all, honey. It really isn't. It's just telling you the truth. It is what it is. I'm trying to tell you partially why I did not want to come back, because these are things you get tired of. And it's not that I'm giving anybody no airtime, or I'm talking about people hating. And that's another thing. I got tired of even me saying that somebody was hating, because it is overrated. But guess what? Hating is overrated too, because it's so rampant that it's the truth. But then I just get tired of hearing, even from myself, that somebody's hating, even if it's the truth. I got tired of hearing it from others, and I got tired of hearing it from myself. So what do you do when you're smart, and when you have opportunities, and that you can walk away? That's what you do. So I did. And like I said, going back to my store, people were saying, oh, she, from that, she only make money from her store. I closed that down. The whole time that I was gone away from YouTube. Why? Because that was for you guys. I'm thinking about reopening it. I don't know. Let me know below if you think I should. You know, I've had customers, and once I have customers, they stayed with me because the quality of my items are heavy. They're very stylish. I'm not ripping you off like the hair store around your neighborhood. I'm giving you all the fashions and all the styles and all the accessories that you see on all of these sort of reality TV shows. You're getting the exact same things, and I'm charging you like $9 and $10 for it. Some people said, oh, that's cheap jewelry. Well, guess what? There was somebody buying it. Y'all saw the comments, and they were buying it worldwide. Y'all saw the comments on my site, my testimonies from Africa, my testimonies from Ireland, my testimonies from Australia, because I have viewers worldwide. So they purchase internationally. But I closed it down. I needed to clear my mind of all the clutter and all the noise. Whether it was positive or negative noise, it was still noise. And I wanted to clear my mind of all of it, relax, enjoy my vacations that I went on with my husband and my children, do the mommy thing, going to all the baseball, games, taking Pootie to boxing, getting Nene ready for her prom, making sure I made sure she was like coming to America. That child walked on nothing but roses outside, honey. Yes. I wasn't waiting until she got married to have rose petals walking, being thrown at her feet to get to her transportation. No, honey. She had roses walking all the way to the car. I have videos and all that to show you guys. I'm going to share all of it with you. But I just wanted to give you guys more insight on the truth of why I left. And I'm glad that some things that I left is still the same. But you know what? I am so glad that some of the things that I came back to is different. I hope they remain different. But I'm so glad. Because I used to always say this, and I don't think that everybody understood, even though it really isn't that complicated. But I used to always say, it's not cute when people walk around and say, girl, you act just like you used to act. You the same old Kianna. That's not a compliment. That's not cute. Because when somebody walks around and says that to you, that means that you haven't grown. That means you haven't changed. That means that you're stunted and you're still in the same position, whether physically, mentally, or spiritually, that you was a long time ago. Way back when they knew you. So I don't want nobody coming to me saying I'm the same that I used to be. When people say, girl, she act different now, she thinks she's somebody. Thank you. I'm glad that I'm acting different. You know why? Because that shows that I've changed. That shows that I've grown. That shows that I haven't remained in the same spot. That shows I'm not stunted. So, alright, you guys, it didn't mean for this video to be so long. It's almost 30 minutes. But hey, sometimes we just gotta sit down and talk and let it out. And that's what I did. Alright, you guys, I love you all so very much. I thank you for taking time out of your day just to be with me for a little while. And I thank you all for allowing me to share and finding value in that of which I do. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Make sure you thumbs up this video. It encourages me to continue to share, and it shows that you're feeling me and you're enjoying my return. Alrighty, you guys. I will talk to you guys later. Be blessed.